Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to Kyoto, Japan. This is the B-League and the battle between Kyoto HANNARYZ and Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. The Shimatsu Arena, Kyoto, rocking and getting ready for today's game. And Kyoto looking for a little bit of magic, trying to turn things around after a very difficult run. They have lost several games in a row, 4 in fact, and also a couple of games, the last 2 defeats for Yokohama. So these two teams looking to get back, or trying to get 2 winning ways. You can see Yokohama in the East, kind of falling a little bit down the table at 11 and 19 in 7th place, and Kyoto HANNARYZ in the West down at the bottom at 7 and 23. Hope springs eternal, and you think about the possibilities of moving on to the postseason. Certainly for Kyoto, those already look dead, but time to start winning some games, getting some confidence, building some chemistry. You can always improve, and you can see in their last game, Kyoto, certainly with Calario back, a better team, but still finishing on the losing end. 91-60, they lost that game. And also Yokohama slipping to a couple of straight defeats. Last game to the Diamond Dolphins, in fact, 91-60 for Kyoto. Yokohama falling 91-78 in that last one after a 15-point defeat, slipping a second time to Nagasaki, which perhaps doesn't come as a surprise that they would have fallen to Nagasaki. Maybe the best team, arguably the best team, I think without a doubt is the best team, certainly in the regular season. But you look at the respective numbers for both teams, what their shooting percentages have been, how many points they've been scoring, and how many points they've been giving up per game. On average, 70.2 points for the Kyoto offense, averaging 81.2 point average they're giving up. Yokohama 78.4 on offense and averaging 82.6 per game defensively is what they have been giving up. And then the shooting percentages, Yokohama better at 33.6%. The free throw percentage substantially better, but overall it hasn't been good enough for either team. And this would be a must-win really for Yokohama as they try to start turning things around and maybe climb into contention for the playoffs. Shuta Ando, Damian Ingles, Taniguchi, Clark is back. He missed last weekend. Maino, Sato, Kiefer Ravena just took part in the All-Star weekend. Kento Mori, Kai King, Matsuzaki, Tarjuski, and Koyatsudo on the roster today in the lineup for Yokohama. Malik Kotsar still out, Tatsumi Yu and Asa Ahara all out for Yokohama. And meanwhile, their starting 5 will be it'll be Ando, Ingles, Ravena, Tarjuski, and Sudo. Seiya Ando coming in, averaging 15.3 points, 3.3 assists, 2.3 rebounds. And when you look at Kyoto HANNARYZ, well, you see where they are in the standings. And in many respects, you can never just make excuses. You know, any team can come up with excuses. Any team can have injuries. But they were without Angelo Calerio for a very long time. And they've also missed, they've had Charles Jackson out. So this has not been a team that has been at full strength this season. That being said, I still think that, again, you have to be able to overcome the absences of players because every team has injuries. Sometimes that comes down to squad depth. Maybe the overall squad hasn't been as strong as it needs to be, but certainly it's a far cry from where they were last season. So they go with Shibuta, Jackson, Ogawa, Maeda, Kawashima, Watanabe, Rashid, Calerio, Brown, Heath, Hall, and the veteran Furukawa, 38 years young, and Furukawa, in fact, is going to be in the starting lineup tonight as Coach Issa looks for a spark. But the value of Calerio has missed the majority of the season, but when he does play, he's been averaging 18.5 points, 6.2 rebounds, 4.3 assists. So that just, again, illustrates the nature of what they've been coping with without arguably their best player this season. Last year they were 33 and 27. Kawashima, Watanabe comes running out. Calerio comes out. Jordan Heath. Furukawa, as I mentioned, the veteran. He's been around, he's played for so many years. Coach Issa, been through the battles. There is Lasi Tuovi. Tuovi obviously well known for his run in international basketball Finland as well. So Takashi Hiraide, Ono, and Ibe, the referees for today. There is a look at the starting fives. So Jordan Heath, Calerio, Furukawa, Kawashima, and Watanabe for Kyoto, and Seiya Ando. Seiya Ando, Damian Inglis, Kiefer Ravena, Caleb Tarjewski averaging 8.3 points, 8.0 rebounds. And you can see there he's one of the key players going up against Calerio. And also Koyasudo in that starting five. But so a substantial difference statistically, but key players. But Kyoto depend on Calerio really to do a lot more different things than what this Yokohama team needs from Tarjewski. Tarjewski's a real battler. He goes to work inside. Calerio will go both inside and outside. Very creative. And Tarjewski, I would suggest, one of the more combative players in the B-League. And I think his probably stock has gone up this season. So anyway, we're underway here in Kyoto, Japan. The B-League game between Kyoto HANNARYZ and Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Damian Inglis and Yokohama with the first possession. Kiefer Ravena puts it up from deep. And the Philippines international knocks it down. 32 years of age and looking as spry as ever. Certainly has plenty of savvy. Kiefer Ravena, also his brother 30. His father played the game. Sister plays professional volleyball. Here is the drive and the miss from Kyoto. Furukawa. Ball ends up going out of bounds and goes back over to Yokohama. Furukawa last played for Japan in the World Cup qualifiers for the 2023 World Cup. So it wasn't that long ago that he was playing for Coach Tom Hovass. Here's the pass down low, Tarczewski. Oh, Tarczewski misses. My goodness, he'll be kicking himself for that one. Here's the three-pointer, and that was off target. You see the intent early on is to definitely get the ball down low. And if Calerio has to guard Tarczewski, which is not probably working to his advantage, maybe go right at him. So first foul on Calerio for the push. Sudo gets it to Inglis. Or Ando rather, gets it to Inglis. Now the miss, and Furukawa has it. Furukawa bumped by Sudo. Kawashima gets it over to Heath. And Heath shows a sweet stroke from downtown. Diamond Inglis rattles it in. Defense by Inglis, the shot block, but then turns it over. And that leads to a three, and that is going to really, I think, upset his coach. Kawashima knocking down the three. What is Inglis doing? Turn a positive situation, a stop, into a turnover, and you give up a three. Kawashima opportunistically, look at this, just swoops in there. And part of that is the players have to be aware as teammates, Inglis, they got to go back and help, make themselves available. And now they turn it over, and that one sequence has shifted the momentum to Kyoto here early in the game. So the double team comes, and twice now, the defense. And you almost wonder if Lasituovi needs to make a substitution, maybe even substitute all five players and make a statement. After a couple of sloppy turnovers. Oh, Tarczewski with the trip. So Yokohama, Tarczewski has missed a layup. Damian Inglis has handed the ball off, obviously not on purpose, and which led to a three-pointer. Kiefer Ravena has turned it over after being double teamed. And now Tarczewski trips the guard in the backcourt. So Gary Clark comes into the game just over 3 minutes into the contest. And you probably make the case that Gary Clark is the most important player in this team. And there is Calerio banking it in. And it almost feels like Yokohama have invited Kyoto into a positive frame of mind. Meanwhile, Keeper Avena does answer at the other end. And closes the gap to one. 3-point shot from Furukawa. Well, gotta wonder about the shot selection on that one. Jerry Clark. It's up. His pass goes off the hands of Tarczewski. And in it goes! And the dunk for Calerio. This is way too easy for Kyoto. Tarczewski catches it low, and he is fouled. Watanabe picks up the foul, and Tarczewski did a good job that time of catching it and going straight to the basket. That's definitely something that they want to accomplish today. They feel like they might have an advantage down low with this guy. So Tarczewski makes the free throws, makes it 10-9. So he came in averaging, as we saw in the key player graphic, 8.3 points per game. I'll tell you how many, what his season high has been. Calerio, his pass to the corner, good defense. That's a good sign. Keeper Avena getting his hands up, deflects it out of bounds, but he's going to come out. So Tarczewski has had some good games, especially the last three. He's been averaging double digits from the scoring standpoint. And meanwhile, Charles Jackson comes into the game for Kyoto. This might not be as advantageous for Tarczewski. That is not going to count. So the turnover gives it back over to Yokohama. Tarczewski had a couple of 12-point games. He's usually somewhere around 8 to 12 points. His high was 14 points against Nagasaki last weekend. And again, now with Jackson in, he might not be able to exploit his size. Here's Gary Clark. Good hustle. And that extra effort by Mori, Kenta Mori, the captain. And this is what you call a great opportunity for a player like Kenta Mori to come in and show his value to this team, kind of like wake him up, especially with his defense. And there it is. Inbounds pass to Tarczewski, who lays it up. Kai King also in the game. Good spot by Kenta Mori. But the other thing is, it simply cannot happen that on an inbounds pass, you give up a layup. That is just a big no-no. That's why you got 7 wins. Hall comes into the game. The foul is on Ogawa. Oh, Tarczewski misses the free throw. Tarczewski came in shooting 81.3% from the line. Here's Jackson. Kazina Jackson doesn't look like he's moving around as well as he usually would. Here's Kentamori, drives in, and no rim protection. Oh, and the putback. And that sequence right there tells me that Charles Jackson just isn't 100%. He didn't defend either player. Coach is going to have to make a decision. Does he keep him out or does he leave him in? Because that's just not going to do it. Ogawa missing it from downtown. Gary Clark missing it from deep. Cold start for Gary Clark. And there is the foul. Should say that Yokohama have Naki Sato, new player in their team. And also for Kyoto, Ryumu Ono is not playing today. He's out. Tarzuski's picked up his second foul, so he's going to sit down. I mean, the production from Ryumu Ono is not big anyway. Averages less than a point per game. Meanwhile, Maeda comes in. So Satoru Maeda averaging almost 9 points per game. See if he can provide a little bit of impetus. Valerio with footwork, missed the layup. Incredible. Both teams missing some shots. Ravena drives in, good shot. He's finished nice at the rim twice, or with his drives twice. Missing on the drive. No, excuse me, that was Maeda. Ravena. Deflected into the hands of Kai King. Ogawa turning it over. Damian Ingles back in, little turnaround, and gets it to go. I think by sitting down, coming out of the game, it kind of sharpened his focus to take him out of the game early. Come back in with a little bit more zeal, a little bit more focus. A little more determination. And now the foul has been called, coming up on the 2-minute mark. I think on the early evidence, really, as you see the foul, the early evidence to me suggests that Yokohama can get what they want on offense if they go down low. Because Charles Jackson doesn't look 100%. And with Inglis and Tarzuski, those two guys can really get physical. So Yokohama needs to take advantage. Calario with a nice little turnaround at the line. Now let's watch Damian Inglis. See if he tries to post up. He should. Nope, he's going to set the pick. He's going to stay outside. He's going to pass it back. And keeper Ravena tried to get the pass over to Kai King. Ogawa races down the floor. Calario goes out. I mean, that was great hands by Calario, but King, I think Ravena was thinking that he was probably going to be cutting to the basket. Maybe that's what they were talking about. Kentamori picks up his second foul, so he will sit down, but he's done his job kind of coming in and spark in the team. Koisudo back in the game. And Agawa, who played so well when he was at Chiba Jets. Oh, nobody boxes him out. He comes, sneaks in, and makes the layup to tie it up. And now keeper Avena turns it over. Ogawa stepping in front. Well, you got to really wonder about that foul. I don't understand that one at all. I mean, he did have his hand on him, but I think you got to allow a little bit of contact. It's surprising. Agawa went down way too easily, and Charles Jackson, they go to him. It just looks like he's struggling to run. There's the miss. Damian Inglis. Three-point shot. Maita missing. Inglis, beautiful bounce pass. Ravana goes for the reverse. He misses, but Inglis hustles down and gets it. Jordan Heath. Wow. Jordan Heath showing some agility. And Kai King gets it up just in time. Oh, he gets the backboard, and that's it. Well, 1 quarter's in the books. It's Kyoto HANNARYZ leading it 21-19 over Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Well, the key players, Krzyzewski and Calerio, each with 6 points. Each with 1 rebound as well. to be disappointing for Yokohama B-CORSAIRS because they have not been sharp. And really, for Kyoto to be leading them at the end of one quarter, that has to be unsettling for Coach Lassie Toyobi. Here's a catch and a turn and a score from Maeda. The longer that Kyoto are in this game, the longer they're going to believe that they're going to win it. Now, they've got just 7 wins on the season, but just bear in mind also that Yokohama have 11, so just 4 more wins. So even though they are 7th in the East, Yokohama and Kyoto are bottom in the West. Might not be that much difference between these two teams. Although I would suggest that more than anything, this Yokohama team has not been ruthless today. They maybe had a bad call, I think, in that Kiefer Ravena foul when he was bringing it up the court, but they can certainly play much better. Kyoto now with a 23-19 lead here early in the second quarter. Nice bounce pass, Damien Inglis. Foul on Sudo, trying to be disruptive. Fouls Maeda. It really felt like when we watched Yokohama play against Nagasaki in their last B-League games that they were ready from the start. They were ready to go hard at them. It was just the quality, as you see Matsuzaki coming in. It's just the quality of that Nagasaki team that they were just too good. But today, Yokohama not as sharp, not as, in my opinion, ready to go from the beginning. And you see the end result. They're trailing here early in the second quarter. Whoa, that was close. Almost a turnover. Inglis catches, turns, runs out. Good defense again by Inglis, starting to wake up a little bit. And good play, keeper Ravena getting ahead on the break. Good pass by Damien Inglis. And also, much like Charles Jackson, to me, doesn't look as fit. Oh, Hall falls down. Keeper Ravena kind of pulled the chair out from under him. So, yep, he definitely pulled the chair out. Thought you were going to back him up, and he wasn't there. But it feels like Gary Clark might not be 100% too. Watch this. He just kind of pulls back. Hall was thinking that Keeper Ravena was going to be there. Pass Inglis, Tarczewski, wide open shot from Ando, and finally, Seiya Ando, kind of the man missing in action, gets on the scoreboard. First bucket of the game for Seiya Ando. Missing from the elbows, so Yokohama back in front after the Ando 3. And what often happens with Seiya Ando is when he makes one, look out. Maeda goes out. Turn around, from Clark. Down low, and Calerio gets it to go in. Ball double teams Clark with Jordan Heath. He misses, but Kai King is there. And is fouled from behind, so Kyoto giving away the rebound. And it's that kind of game. Shibuya with the foul. So I guess in a sense, it was such a bad shot that it fell into the hands of King. So Shibuya fouls, but also Kai King is justifiably frustrated that he missed a layup. He should be. He should have made that. He should be at the line right now for a three-point play. So he does make the first. Sometimes when you see a player not convert on a layup like that, he then goes to the line and misses the first free throw, but Kai King does not. And now the second. Collar gets blocked as he goes up. Clark has the rebound. Calerio leans in, looking like he wanted to get a foul called. He makes the bounce pass. Shibuya gets it for Akawa, gets it up from deep! And just like that, Kyoto tie it. And Lassie Tuobi probably thinking, oh my goodness, we should have the basketball going the other way to add our lead. And what was Ando doing? And for the second time tonight, the pressure, but more importantly, the inability to handle it by Yokohama just gives away a layup. Shocking display by Yokohama as they try to bring the basketball up the court. Gary Clark drives in, good block by Jordan Heath. Gary Clark looking a little slow. Well, you can try to maintain your optimism. You can talk about Yokohama. You know, we have seen some good things, but you can't turn the ball over the way they have today. If you're gonna and you're going up against a team with the worst record in the league. So just really almost inexcusable by Yokohama. The timeout has been called. Kyoto with a 30-28 lead. Of course, Furukawa hit that big three-pointer where he was about from the logo. Look at this. They're scrambling. Yeah, he was. He was near mid-court and hits this three. And that kind of like changed the dynamic of this game. It changed that moment. It just brought instant, but this is just not, you know, Ando has to know better. What is that? What is that? I mean, I'm trying to understand how he thought that might even be possible as a good pass. 30-28. And you look at the shooting numbers, similar. Of course, Yokohama getting to the line a little bit more. That's the big difference. And Yokohama with more rebounds, but they're losing because of their mistakes, their turnovers. Kyoto have half of their points all turnovers. That's incredible. 15 of their 30 points they've scored all turnovers. Yokohama scored 6 points all turnovers. So Yokohama 2 turnovers apiece for Ando and Ravena. Inglis has a turnover. Those were costly. Basically, every time they've turned it over, Kyoto have scored. Here's Furukawa. And it bounces high off the rim. It goes out of bounds. Here's Masazaki, gets it to the corner. Inglis over to Kai King, wide open. Long, but Inglis swoops in for the rebound. Here's Ando. There's the foul. 2 free throws coming. Furukawa goes out. (32-28), Kyoto stretching the lead over Yokohama. Worrying times for the Corsairs. Inglis pushed off, and a good job getting it, keeper Ravena, and putting it up in the same motion. So he made a bad situation much better. He turned a sow's ear into a silk purse, and definitely not a good foul by that man right there, Watanabe. Keeper Ravena takes a deep breath, gets it up, and gets it to drop. Both. Shibuta across the midcourt. Shibuta. Oh. Watanabe almost turned it over, got it back to Shibuta. Late in the shot clock. Gets it up, falls down, looks for the foul. Calerio, and it's going to stay at this end, a new 14 seconds. Well, they could challenge this if they wanted, I think. Oh no, they have given the basketball to Yokohama. Another turnover. That's been their biggest issue, folks, and Calerio punishes them once again. I'm about ready to go out of my mind if I'm Lassie Torobi right now, because my team has just basically given this Kyoto team basically everything that it's got today. 17 points off turnovers. 17 of Kyoto's 34 points have come off turnovers. And they're turnovers that, you know, sometimes you make a turnover because you're trying to make a play, but just simple passes. And again, the result is you have a 7-win Kyoto team. Granted, a team that would probably have a better record had Calerio played. You've got a 7-win Kyoto team that's winning against you 34-30 because you've basically given them half of their points. It's been one of the worst, honestly, I've seen Yokohama play a lot. It's been one of their worst performances in terms of just giving the other team everything. There's still time to right the ship, but they've definitely given Kyoto a lot of chance. Look, another one. Just, I mean, even if you make that pass, he's surrounded, and now you get the foul down low. Calerio makes the first. I mean, sometimes you turn the ball over when you're double teamed and maybe nobody makes himself available to catch the basketball and you have to rush it, or maybe, you might be running out of time to get it across midcourt. But most of these turnovers are just self-inflicted. Catches it, passes into the paint. Good job. And that's what they want to take advantage of. They want to take advantage of Tarczewski in the paint. And they have been able to do it, but every time they turn it over, it's toxic. Shibuta, meanwhile, puts it up from deep and he misses. And you've got Kintamori looking at the ref and saying, come on, stand up. I didn't touch him. Ravenna. Nice shot. Makes it a 1-point game. Well, Kiefer Ravenna, despite turning the basketball over a little bit today, has at least provided offense. He's got 14 points. He does have the 3 turnovers, but he's got 14 points. And probably has done more than anybody to keep Yokohama in this game. Ravenna, 14 points. Maita missing it from deep, and Ingles with the rebound. Nice quick pass this time. Ingles turns and misses. Is out of bounds. Back over to Yokohama. Ravenna out to the wing, and a three-point shot is good. Ando hits his second 3 of the game. So despite their woes, Yokohama, and they have played well. They've shot well in patches today. And they've taken the lead despite their turnover misery, their turnover woes. Gawa drives in, high off the glass, and banks it in. Yokohama has to go quickly. They call timeout. Ogawa. That was a nice finish by Ogawa.
John Patrick turned to him quite a bit. Kind of when he really grew up, it felt like. And he's come to, I think, this Kyoto team looking to be one of the main guys. Still young in his career, 24 years of age. Everything there for him. He read that situation well and understood that he had to put it high off the backboard here so it didn't get blocked.
Gets around, and Clark gets it off in time, but doesn't make the shot. .38 Kyoto, and Yokohama B-CORSAIRS knotted at halftime.
京都府立山城高等学校吹奏楽部の皆さんによる演奏でお楽しみいただきます。まずはじめにスクリーンホールディングスを代表し、株式会社スクリーンホールディングス代表取締役取締役社長最高経営責任者後藤正人様よりご挨拶を頂戴いたします。後藤様、よろしくお願いいたします。
はい、皆様こんにちは。スクリーンホールディングスの後藤でございます。我々、スクリーンは明治元年に創業をいたしました、印刷、製版の事業をスタートとしまして、現在は半導体関連の事業をメインに指定している京都発祥の企業でございます。我々は、トップユニフォームパートナーとして、3年が経ちます。京都ハンナリーズのチームスピリット共に登ろうということに共感しまして、地元の皆様と一緒にですねチームを応援してまいりたいというふうに思います。今日の試合ですが前半終わってイーブンということで我々の応援でですねぜひ、京都ハンナリーズに勝利をもたらしたいと思いますので後半の応援も皆さんどうぞよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
後藤様、ありがとうございました。それでは京都府立山城高等学校吹奏楽部の皆様、よろしくお願いいたします。
本日の試合をご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。山城高校吹奏楽部です。
皆さん盛り上がってますか？もっとこのハーフタイムを盛り上げるべく精一杯演奏しますのでぜひお楽しみください。さて本日は平成の日本を席巻した2曲さくらんぼとラブマシーンを吹奏楽バージョンでお送りします。
皆さんご存知、聴けば思わず体を動かしたくなるような名曲たちですよね。
ぜひ掛け声や手拍子と一緒にお楽しみください。それではどうぞ。
ありがとうございました。素晴らしい演奏をしていただきました京都府立山城高等学校吹奏楽部の皆様に毎一度大きな拍手をお送りください。なお本日は多くのお客様にご来場いただいております。お帰りください。本日会議のため客席の上付け頃に時間差でご退場いただく犠牲退場を予定しております。お席の場所によってはしばらくお待ちいただくことになります。ご理解ご協力をお願いします。
Well, here we are at halftime, all knotted. Yokohama B-CORSAIRS at Kyoto HANNARYZ. And Kyoto HANNARYZ just 7 wins all season. Yet knotted with a team, an 11-win Yokohama team just trying to bounce back after a couple of defeats to Nagasaki Belka in their last couple of games. And really, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Kyoto will get their 8th win today unless the play becomes sharper, more efficient for this Yokohama B-CORSAIRS team. We're looking at the good side of Yokohama, making some plays. The offensive end, Tarzuski coming in with the dunk. Kiefer Ravena leading the team. But at this end, Kyoto has been able to score, and in the main, half of their points have come after turnovers by Yokohama. So that's been the biggest issue. In fact, more than half of their points, or no, it has been half of their points. 19 of their 38 points, Kyoto, have been scored off of Yokohama turnovers. Ando has knocked down a couple of threes in 13 minutes. Perhaps they could use him a little bit more, but here's Furukawa. That was a big shot because they were scrambling right at the end of the shot clock, and he ended up with a basketball and made it from close to half court. But here's one of the turnovers that led to the bucket, a bucket for Kyoto. Ravena doing a good job of catching it, spotting his teammate, and then knocking down the three-pointer here. And again, Kiefer Ravena with 14 points, leading the way. Ando knocking down that three. Here's Agawa with a terrific drive to tie it at 38 at halftime. So looking at the numbers here, you can see the shooting percentages. You can see almost twice as many rebounds for Yokohama. So that is definitely a good development. But the points off turnover difference, 19-6, has kept Kyoto in the game. You got points in the paint, 22-18. You got second chance points, 8 for Yokohama, 2 for Kyoto, so kind of indicative of the rebounding. And you've got the biggest lead, 6 points for Kyoto. Also bench points, 13 for Kyoto and 4 for Yokohama. Calerio with 14 points, 14 for Kiefer Ravena. Charles Jackson, 3 rebounds, 9 for Inglis, and 3 assists for both Inglis and Watanabe. So at least Inglis has been able to help out on the boards quite a bit to accompany, to go with his 6 points, and 3 assists, 2 steals. And we talked about the key players before the game, and yep, that's definitely not a head-to-head matchup per se, although they do end up guarding each other from time to time. But Calerio maybe a little more versatile. Maybe a little more versatile and getting out and on the break. Tarzuski catching it in the lane, scoring. Also rebounding. We're underway here in the second half, 38-38. Kyoto and Yokohama. Yokohama with the first possession. here in this third quarter. Inglis, another turnover. And trying to sneak in there, get a steal. He does not. Well, now turnover for Kyoto. And now keeper Avena with another turnover. So any hopes that Yokohama would turn things around, stop turning the basketball over, so far it looks like it's not going to happen. Here's Calerio catching it and missing off the back of the iron. Kyoto with a great chance to get a win today. Here's the bounce pass to Seiya Ando. Kai King from the wing. Jordan Heath, back outside it goes. Jordan Heath, he's going to launch it. 1.5 meters deep, misses everything, and Calerio does not catch it in time. So, sputtering start to the second half for both teams on offense. Three-point shot, no good from Ando, but Tarjuski with the rebound. Inglis needs to give it up. He's surrounded, he gets it to the corner, and Seiya Ando steps out of bounds. Another turnover. So that's the 12th turnover of the game. Calerio gets it deep, turns, puts it up, and in. Well, it really feels like Yokohama making a rod for their own back today. And as this game gets shorter, and another turnover, that's now 13 turnovers. Maeta putting the pressure on. What is Inglis? Look at this. That was never going to be a good pass. Got to go out and help him. Maeta back and forth, give and go with Calerio. Now outside, Kawashima. And Maeta! Now the lead is 5, their biggest lead has been 6. Almost another turnover. Inglis takes a difficult shot. Tarjuski pushed from behind. I like it better when Yokohama kind of spread the floor and just kind of throw it over the defense to Tarjuski and let him go to work. That was a clear push on Watanabe. Keeper Avena missing it off the back of the cup. Here comes Kyoto. Kawashima gets it to Calerio. He gets blocked by Damian Inglis. So timeout on the floor. And Yokohama have started about as badly as they could in the second half. 3.5 minutes in, they haven't scored. They've turned the ball over. And meanwhile, Kyoto capitalizing, trying to build themselves a healthy lead. Well, Lassie-Toivonen knows the team isn't playing well today, and he has to be wondering if they're going to get out of here with a win. Jordan Heath misses the first, because I think that, as the saying goes, if you can't beat Kyoto, then who can you beat? He makes the second, so the lead goes to 6. Been anonymous today. And they did not get it over in time. Another turnover, and that's coming out of the timeout. Good job by Coach Issa. Defensively, his team really causing problems today. 14 turnovers for Yokohama. Here's Calerio, gets it off in time, and it's a 3, and it's a 9-point lead. And Calerio now up to 19 points. Avena drives in with a sense of desperation, leans in and makes it 16 points for him. Kyoto's definitely hit a couple of timely shots late in the shot clock today. And here's another drive effectively getting in. And burying it, Kawashima has 5 points. And Kiefer Avena fouled by Kawashima. And the defense. Yeah, and maybe that's also something that has to be said. I haven't really given enough credit to this Kyoto defense. Maybe I think you can certainly take issue with how Yokohama turned the basketball over, but they're turning it over because of the other team is taking advantage and they're creating some chances, creating opportunities. Kenta Mori comes into the game. Charles Jackson comes into the game. Gary Clark into the game, turns, misses everything. Jackson scores and he's fouled. And it really does just go from bad to worse for Yokohama. They've scored 2 points in the first 5 minutes and change of the second half. And Kyoto just turning it on. Charles Jackson makes the free throw, and the lead grows to 12. .5 minutes remaining. Kentamori for three, good. That had the feeling of an almost must-make three-pointer by Yokohama, the way things have been going. So good job by Kentamori. Now the dunk down low to Jackson. Jackson misses, follows up his miss. This time gets it up. How in the world did he score that? That was almost a circus shot. .43. Kyoto on the break. Calerio has it. And the lead now 13 points. Continues to build the pressure on Yokohama. Kyoto HANNARYZ 7-23 coming into this game. And coming off a couple of losses to Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Of course, we had the All-Star break. So before that, they had lost a couple as well to Levanga Hokkaido. They did beat Gun McCrane Thunder back on December 24th, Christmas Eve. But clearly the All-Star break hasn't done Yokohama any favors because they have come out looking pretty poor today. Now traveling is the call down in Inglis. I don't think it helps that Gary Clark, I think clearly not back to his best after missing some time. I wasn't really sure about that travel call on down in Inglis. That didn't look right. But you have to be able to overcome adversity. You have to be able to overcome some what might be bad calls. Maita from downtown, missing. Clark with the English with the rebound. Nice bounce pass, and then Sudo gets blocked, gets it back and puts it up and in. Good job. Remaining focused. And Cody Sudo, first 2 points of the game. Well, this is the guy that gotta make sure you don't let Calerio beat you. And Charles Jackson not able to catch it this time. Oh my goodness. Well, another missed opportunity, that one by Taniguchi. Shibuta. Charles Jackson with the rebound, spins. Ball knocked out of bounds by Inglis. How did Taniguchi miss that layup? Wow. They've missed a few layups today. I mean, it's just been everything for Yokohama. The best thing you can say about Yokohama right now is they've got time on their side. 11 minutes and 50 seconds. Meanwhile, Kyoto, they're not going to get many opportunities where they have a better chance to get a big win like this. So they need to take advantage. Taniguchi going over the screen but committing the foul. Jordan Heath comes into the game. Well, see if they can make some headway with Calerio out of the game, Yokohama. Here's Shibuta. Shot clock down to 2, and Shibuta knocks down to 3. He's got 5. 14-point advantage. The biggest lead of the game for Kyoto. This time Taniguchi does make it, so to his credit, he makes amends. 33-year-old Shibuta. His pass, where was that going? Inglis needs to get rid of it, gets it to Clark. Taniguchi, oh, that's off. And then Charles Jackson knocks it away, goes into the hands of Inglis. Oh, he steps out of bounds. Have they called a technical? They called a technical on Inglis? Frustration there for Lassie Tuovi. He's upset. He thinks that his player was pushed. No, he wasn't pushed at all. Oh, I think he was upset. I think he got a technical foul call because of the way he threw the basketball at the referee. So with that, Inglis also gets a personal foul. But that's okay, he's not in foul trouble. So Ogawa steps up to the line and makes it. Well, I think the reality is in no way, shape, or form has Yokohama played well today. They know it. They can be frustrated, but Kyoto, you got to give Kyoto credit because they have come out at least played good defense, and they've also taken advantage of the mistakes. Here's a drive, Shibuta. So a chance for Inglis. Oh! And Inglis this time turns it over, runs into the defender, trying to make a play. So he'll have to come out, I think. It just feels like Lassie Toivonen needs to get Inglis out of the game just for a minute. Just needs to push the reset button. Yeah, he just lost his dribble. Well, maybe he's going to leave him in. I would think it would be a good time to take him out. Well, they're fortunate that Heath misses the first free throw. I would take Inglis out, sit him down for the rest of this quarter, and sit him down at the beginning of the fourth, and let him come back in after a minute. But it could be that Lassie Toivonen believes he needs Inglis on the court if they're going to come back. Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. Okay, say Ando back in. I think a little bit of this as well is how badly do you want it, Yokohama? Are you going to fight and try to get this win? You're going to see a little bit of intensity from them on the defensive end. Look at that. Another turnover. Great defense. That time by Hall. Yokohama's 18th turnover. Now they get it back. And they get a shot up from mid-court. And about as woeful a quarter she could have for Yokohama, and a very promising quarter for Kyoto. 23-9, they outscore Yokohama. Kyoto lead at 61-47. So you look at the game stats and the shooting numbers. And interestingly, where Yokohama did have an advantage was at the free throw line, but look at that. Kyoto now 9 of 12, so they're taking a lot more attempts. Yokohama not able to get to the line in that last quarter. One more three for Kyoto. 4 more makes inside the arc. But look at the points in the paint. 34 for Kyoto, 24 for Yokohama, and a lot of that is because of turnovers. 30 of Kyoto's 61 points have been scored off of the 18 Yokohama turnovers. So Kyoto trying to get win number 8. Also trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Great opportunity, up 14 heading into the last quarter. Charles Jackson spins, turns, And the lead goes to 16. Clark hasn't looked good at all today. He doesn't look healthy. Here he is, driving in, gets blocked. At least he hustles back. But he's not the same player that we've seen kind of take over games at times. And I think must be carrying an injury. Shibuta gets away, gets it to Jackson, and another chance for a three-point play for Charles Jackson. And it's interesting that earlier in the game, I didn't think that Charles Jackson looked 100% fit, but now he's at least making himself a target down low, and he's been really good around the basket scoring. Second foul on Ravenna. But Charles Jackson, he's only missed one shot. Ooh. Wow, that miss leads to a layup for Kiefer Ravenna. Oh, that was a break. That gets it back to 16. A rare fast break opportunity. Shot! Gary Clark gets it. Great defense. Hall coming up, making it difficult. Kiefer Ravenna out to Clark. Comes in from the baseline, turns it over. Great defense by Jackson. They get it outside. Hall for three. Got it! Well, once again, Kyoto punish as Monet Alex Hall gets his first points of the game, a three-pointer. .49, 19-point lead. Yokohama do not get a shot off. Credit to the defense of Kyoto. And this is just spiraling out of control for Yokohama. That's another turnover. They've now turned it over 20 times, but also to not even get a shot out of a timeout. That is just rubbing salt in the wound. And maybe what, maybe what we've seen also from Kyoto is that if they can play good defense, they can certainly stay in games and maybe get some wins and climb up the standings. Ball picking up his second foul. 26 years of age. So Jackson sits down. I definitely think there's something to be said for the work that Kyoto has put in on defense. I mean, they haven't given anything away, really. But what's happened is also their confidence has grown in this game. 7 minutes and 20 seconds. There's a foul out on the perimeter. That's number 3. I mean, one thing that could undermine them would be is if they were to put Yokohama into the bonus early and allow them to get to the free throw line and make some shots while the clock's not running. But it's going to take something exceptional for Yokohama now to come back from a 19-point deficit. Back in the game. Inglis commits the foul. I think the one thing that Yokohama are going to have to learn after this game is they have to be ready to go, right from that opening tip. And I think you could probably say they weren't ready today. They weren't ready to go right at the start. 2:05 p.m. local time start tomorrow. These two teams will do it again here in Kyoto. There's no need to sit around and wallow in your misery. You're going to have to turn the page and come back strong and be ready to go tomorrow from the opening tip. All guns blazing. Shibute gets a 3 up, misses, and Yokohama don't get the rebound. Jordan Heath wide open. He misses. They got to go quickly. 19-point difference. Saya Ando. They're not giving up any open threes. Here is a shot from Clark, missing. Here is an open 3 for Ando. And again, it's going to go this way. Coming up on the 6-minute mark. Maite comes back in. So, again, let's look back and see where this game was pretty much decided today. Unless you see a remarkable comeback from Yokohama. Lackluster start by Yokohama, turning it over cheaply. Kyoto not really playing great themselves early on, but when they started to pick up defensively, started making some shots, and especially at the start of that third quarter, just felt like defensively they were much better. Yokohama didn't respond. They continued to turn the basketball over. The number of times we've seen Yokohama miss very makeable shots today. But again, the biggest issue for Yokohama for me is being ready to go from the opening tip and not turning the basketball over. Get it up. Oh. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Again, it doesn't drop. Tarczewski still can't get it to go. Whistle blows and the foul. And former Arizona man Tarczewski gets up. They're going to review this to see if there might be an unsportsmanlike foul. But the turnover is clearly the biggest problem for Yokohama today. But here it is. They could call that an unsportsmanlike. And I'll tell you why. He wasn't really going for the block of the ball there. Looked like he might have gotten him around kind of the neck. I mean, I don't think it's going to change the outcome of this game. If they called the unsportsmanlike, it would be 2 free throws and possession for Yokohama. And I'd say there's probably about a 50-50 chance that they'll call this. They may not call it. To me, it did not look like he was playing the ball. But overall, defensively, they've been really good today, creating opportunities for themselves, Kyoto, and especially out on the perimeter.
So they
do call the unsportsmanlike.
foul となりました。横浜に
I
ツーショ
tend
ッ
to
ト
think
が
that's the
与えられ
right
ます。
call because to
残
me
り時
it
間
did
5分
not
を切っ
look
ていま
like
す。90秒の
Heath
オフィシャル
was
タイムアウトに入り
going
ます
for。the ball when he made the contact, and he even kind of clotheslined Tarczewski. Definitely wasn't trying to hurt him, but so that'll be 2 free throws and possession for Yokohama. So Inglis and Tarczewski, the only players for Yokohama in foul trouble. They don't have Kosar. That's a big absence, not having the Estonian. Fouls for Hall, the only one for Kyoto. Well, Kyoto, after Yokohama, will take on the Dragonflies of Hiroshima. Then they'll have Shishimane Susanoo Magic in a couple of games here in Kyoto. Then they'll take on Chiba Aoturi a couple of games. So they can potentially go on a nice little streak here. You see 5,685 in attendance today. Then they would take on Osaka Evesa in a couple of games against Gunma Crane Thunder. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Kyoto, judging from this performance, could go on a nice little winning run. Maybe not win a bunch in a row, but definitely climb off the bottom of the table. Tarczewski with 9 points. They tried to go to him early. They did, and I thought it was really their best mode of attack at the start of the game, getting it to him a couple of times. Can they capitalize further? It's down to 17. Under 5 minutes remaining. Clark comes out, misses the 3, and Heath coming over the back. Maybe it was Kawashima they called the foul on. Oh yeah, Kawashima, I think they're calling the foul on with the push. So Tarzuski back to the free throw line and makes his third consecutive free throw. Back to a 16-point deficit. And again, not much time running off the clock here. So who knows, maybe a little bit of an opportunity. Never say never. Remember Ignas Sargunas playing for Lithuania during the last international window. He misses, they get the offensive rebound. So they've already got 3 points this trip down the floor. And this time Tarzuski falls over and no whistle. Ignas Sargunas scored 9 points. He made 3 consecutive three-pointers in the last 9.5 seconds to lead Lithuania to victory at Great Britain in the European qualifiers for the FIBA Basketball World Cup back in November. Now, Ravenna has to go quickly. It's a 16-point deficit. And it goes all the way, and now it's a 14-point deficit. 20 points for keeper Ravenna. Kai King probably the right guy to have in right now with the energy and capacity to make some plays. Matsuzaki as well, he's in the game. Entry pass. Well, they gave away an easy one. Good job, Kawashima just kind of sneaking in. Good recognition by the passer. Matsuzaki. Ball goes out of bounds. So the turnovers have been the undoing. You know, a lot of the credit goes to Kyoto in that regard, but it's hard to overcome 22 turnovers. Good block by Kai King on the drive by Shibuda. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Missed everything, so that'll be Yokohama basketball. 3 minutes and change left. Feels like the inevitability of a win for Kyoto. Tough pass. Kai King, great catch by Tarzuski. And it looked like Kyoto had that one well covered. So another break, perhaps. Third foul, Maeda. And Tarzuski back to the stripe, where we've seen him a lot in the last couple of minutes. Both. We're back to a 14-point deficit. Oh, got it across just in time. They pass it around. Calerio wide open. Rims out. Heath with the rebound and the foul. 2.5 minutes to go. Nice hesitation. Maita drives in. Chance to go quickly. Savannah has it. He passes it. Tarzuski. Well, he might go for a season high today now. I think he will, in fact. He's got 15 points. So back to a 12-point deficit. If we can get a stop here and get a bucket, it's not impossible, folks, for a comeback. Kyoto taking time off the clock. And it goes, great play to Heath, and you can count it, and that'll do it. There's just absolutely no way back, I think, after that shot. Points for Heath, and the lead goes back to 15. Look at that. Great defense. Get it to Kai King. And he's foul driving in. That's how you beat it there. If the double team comes, somebody's got to be open. Swing it. And then when they run at you on the perimeter, you do exactly what Kai King does. Just drive in. And he made that shot. I think he made it harder than it needed to be because he tried to score with his right hand. And maybe he was a little fortunate to get to the line, but I think probably that was the right call and a chance to get back to a 12-point deficit. And he does. Now can Yokohama somehow force a turnover? Haven't really turned it over much today, just 10 times Kyoto. More than twice as many turnovers for Yokohama. Shot clock down to 5. 3-point shot, nope, and an offensive rebound. Heath for 3, got it! Jordan Heath and Kyoto saying there will be no comeback. We're not having it. So the new man, Sato, that we talked about, that's just joined this team. Nagi Sato into the game. Tarzuski goes out. Rashid comes in for Kyoto. And now I think tomorrow becomes almost must win. Oh, look at that. Ira Brown checks into the game. Former Japan International. I think it becomes must win for both teams. You know, for Yokohama, if you want to avoid spiraling out of control, you can't lose twice at Kyoto. And for Kyoto, it's must win because now they have an opportunity to reconfirm or to confirm that today's performance was legit and that they are going to be much better here in the second half of this season. They can't turn around tomorrow and play poorly. Here's the jump shot, no good. Final 25 seconds. Sato pulls up from the elbow and banks it in. Well, the 18-year-old just joined this team and showed no fear there. Three-pointer, no good. And they're not going to get it off. 76-63, Kyoto winning for the 8th time this season over Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. who stays stuck on 11 wins. 76-63, Kyoto HANNARYZ win over Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Well, it's really interesting. I mean, I have to say the one bright spot as we look at Kyoto huddling up here, the one bright spot for Yokohama, it's always great to see the young guys. Nagisato, who is a high school player, a student at Higashiyama High School, has been registered as a special designated player for this season, and he's going to wear number 11. And he'll remain, Sato there, he'll remain the special designated player until June 30th. But don't tell me that he's not going to return to high school, imagine, on Monday with an extra bounce in his step. Everybody's going to be thinking, oh my gosh, you're a professional player. What an exciting time for him. Don't forget, he's got to go do some homework now. He might have some exams coming up. He was actually a member of the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS youth team
離れずブーサーの皆様
under 13,
勝利
under
おめでとう
14,
ござい
under 15.
ま
So he has been a
す
part of the Yokohama team or the club.
チームにお話を伺っていきます。まずは伊佐努ヘッドコーチ、インタビューボードの前にお願いいたします。
So we'll go down now for the post-game ceremony, and all smiles here in Kyoto as their team gets a much-needed win.
島津アリーナ京都5000人以上6000人近くのお客様にお越しいただきました。まずは一言伊佐努ヘッドコーチから言葉をお願いいたします。
はい、私はこの大会今日初めて来ましたけど、皆さんのおかげでいい試合ができて、本当に良かったです。ありがとうございます。
後半戦の開幕戦と位置づけてもいい試合だったかと思うんですけど、率直に振り返ってどのような感想をお持ちでしょうか。
そうですね、このバイウィーク、しっかり練習を積んできて、その成果がしっかり出たんじゃないかなと思います。
まず良かったところを聞いていこうと思うんですけど、まずオフェンス非常に丁寧に、取り組んでいるように見えたんですけど、伊佐努ヘッドコーチはどのように見てましたか。
はい、ターンオーバーが少し多くなっているので、そこのところ、練習で、みんなで、下げようということを言って、あとはもうちょっとシンプルにオフェンスを攻めようということをちょっと取り組んでいたので、すごく今日はみんながいい、仕事をしてくれたかなと思います。
そしてディフェンスいつも以上に力強くというか粘り強くやってるように思ったんですが、そのあたりはいかがでしょうか。
はい、出る選手がエナジーしっかり保ってハイインテンシティで40分間守れたかなと思います。はい、
第3クォーターは横浜を9得点に抑えることができました。このあたりはいかがでしょう。
はい、うちが仕掛けるディフェンスをしていたので、そこが今日はうまくはまったかなと。本当に選手たちがどんどん仕掛けてくれて、ハンナリーズらしいバスケットができたかなと思います。
カロイヤロ選手が戻ってきて、そして CJ 選手も今日戻ってきました。それについてはいかがですか。
はい、やっと開幕以来全員揃って試合ができたので、自分たちらしいバスケット、もちろん勝ち負けも大事ですけど、まずやりたいこと、やろうとすることをしっかり、遂行できるように、選手全員で皆さんと一緒に頑張っていきたいと思います。
明日のゲーム2もまた非常に大切になってくると思います。明日に向けての意気込みをお願いいたします。
はい、今日横浜さんは、ターンオーバーすごく多かったので、ここ修正してくると思うんで、そこをしっかり我慢比べになると思うんで、しっかり戦えるようにまたいい準備したいと思います。
明日も期待しております。伊佐ヘッドコーチに大きな拍手お送りください。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
さあ、そして本日のヒーローを発表いたします。このゲームのヒーローはWelcome back No.10 チャールズ・ジャクソン。
We'll get you in English what Coach Issa said in just a second. Before that, we're going to hear from Charles Jackson, and you heard the large applause for him as he came out. So let's see what Charles Jackson has to say.
いやー CJ いい顔。
ありがとうございます。
わざと疲れた顔してませんか。
I'm okay.
大丈夫です。はい。全然疲れてないです。
いろいろ伺いたいんですけど、靴をニューですか。
Yeah, my wife got me these for Christmas, so just trying to style out. You know what I mean?
奥さんからクリスマスプレゼントいただきました。
I think we're talking about the shoes. There you go. Looks pretty good.
新しいこの靴のおかげですかね。今日13ポイント。ノールックバックシュートもあったと思いますけど、そのあたりどうですか。
ジェリー。
ジェリー。
大丈夫。
うちはトークですかね。大丈夫です。はい。
Jelly red, maybe?
それも含めて自分のプレーいかがでしたか。
It feels good, man. It just feels good to be back out there with the boys, and playing hard. I'm glad we was able to get the dub today. So just trying to go out there and go hard, man. I was able to get a couple buckets, but I'm not 100%, but we're going to keep playing hard till I get there.
まず皆さんの前でここで試合できることすごく嬉しいですし、自分自身としてしっかりとハードにプレーすることができました。試合についてもしっかり勝つことができて、皆さんの前で勝利をお届けできて嬉しいですし、これからもどんどん勝てるようにチームメイト皆さんと一緒に戦っていきたいと思っています。
アンジェロも戻ってきて CJ も戻ってきて、これからハンナリーズどんなバスケットボール見せてくれますか。
Yeah, I mean, it feels good, man. We got the whole team back, so that feels great, man. When we come through obstacles like this, we got manned out for the whole first half of the season, so it really feels good that we can all go to battle with the whole team right now. So we just got to continue to glue together and continue to play as a team.
まずみんなで今日試合を迎えることをすごく嬉しく思ってますし、このままチームとしてみんなが健康な状態で全員揃って試合していきたいと思いますし、そのままこのまま勝ちを続けれるように頑張っていきたいと思います。
明日も横浜 B-CORSAIRS との対戦、横浜ブースターの皆様も CJ と会えるのを楽しみにしていた方もいらっしゃると思います。それも含めて明日に向けての意気込みをお願いします。
Of course. I appreciate all the fans, B-CORSAIRS. Love you guys, HANNARYZ. You guys are amazing. I appreciate y'all always supporting me and supporting this team. Just continue to support us, man. That's all I can say.
横浜のファンの皆さんも含めて本当に皆さんありがとう、いつも応援ありがとうございます。このまま頑張っていけるように自分自身チームとしてもこのまま頑張っていきたいと思ってますので、これからも応援よろしくお願いします。いつも皆さんの応援がすごく支えになってます。
ありがとうございます。では CJ に MVP オークションのサインをいただきます。このサイン1月26日月曜日17時から1月27日火曜日22時までハットトリックオークションの特設ページより落札していただけます。このサインパネルの他に MVP 仕様のサイン入りユニフォームやサイン入りハンニャリンぬいぐるみが出品されます。詳しくはホームページご確認ください。Congratulations CJ!
Certainly for a guy that has been out of action. Has come back and contributed in a big way today. Really kind of took off when this Kyoto team took command in the game in that third quarter. So here's at the start of the game, and again, Yokohama just not really in sync. Keeper Ravena making that shot. I guess I've got to be really careful to give praise to Kyoto for how well they played. But, you know, that was just a unforced mistake. Just a handoff by Damian Inglis, just getting confused. It was plays like that that really kept Kyoto in it early on. Keeper Ravena scoring. That was another turnover, goes off the hands of Tarczewski. This was a good play. And that's something that Kyoto will want to take care of. No box out there. And it was that play there where I felt like Charles Jackson maybe, I didn't know if he was going to be able to play because he really didn't do anything defensively. But as the game wore on, he did start to become an impact. And, you know, maybe it was a case of him just loosening up, getting his muscles warmed up. But it was the other guys like Maeta, you know, Kawashima, Ogawa that made a big difference. Keeper Ravena scoring there. Ando, really Ando today was anonymous. He had 6 points, he was 2 of 7 from the floor, he played 26 minutes, 3 turnovers, 1 assist. I mean, he was really the way, combination of how the other team played. That was a huge shot there. Furukawa with the team scrambling, able to hit that 3. Here's another just senseless turnover. This one by Seiya Ando, so definitely not one of Seiya Ando's better performances today. Tarczewski had a season-high 15 points. Keeper Ravena knocking down the 3, Ando knocking down the 3. Ogawa right at the end of the first half making that layup. And then the start of the third quarter, Kyoto really asserted themselves. In fact, both teams struggled a little bit at the start, but then Kyoto started scoring, started getting confidence. Yokohama continued to turn it over. Keeper Ravena did his best to keep his team close. Finished with 20 points. But then Charles Jackson, as I said, in the third quarter, look at that. That was a crazy circus shot there. How in the world did he score that one? Damian Inglis. Inglis had 6 points, 12 rebounds, just never looked comfortable out there. Taniguchi scoring on that drive. He did miss a wide open layup. Charles Jackson, and this is when it really started to look like it wasn't going to be possible for Yokohama. Kyoto got on top, and defensively they were too good. There you go, forcing another turnover, getting the hands up. And again, they feed it down low, and then Hall knocks down his first 3 of the game. And all smiles for the home team. Ravena maybe getting away with a little bit of a push there. She drove in. Tarczewski getting the jam, but it was too little too late for Yokohama. And the good news was getting to see Nagi Sato check into the game. The 18-year-old pulling up and banking in this jumper. So probably a quiet locker room over there with Yokohama, because that was a really disappointing performance by them. And again, a badly needed win for Kyoto HANNARYZ, 76-63. Had 3 more threes, 21 of 38 inside the arc. Acceptable free throw shooting, 10 of 14. They won despite being out-rebounded by 11. And then you start looking at some of the other numbers. 33-8 points off turnover advantage for Kyoto. That was massive. And obviously the turnovers, 22 turnovers for Yokohama and 10 for Kyoto. 42 points in the paint for Kyoto, 34 for Yokohama. Calerio with 21 points. Jackson had 13 points. Heath 13, 20 points for Kiefer Van. Terzuski had 15. But Yokohama need that man Ando to score at least twice as many, if not 2.5 times as many. He needs to be much more effective for them to have a chance. He averages 15.3 points per game, and they also need Inglis. That's 6 points. He averages 16.2. So those two guys, they kind of took him out of the game. Jackson 7 rebounds to go with his 13 points, 12 rebounds for Inglis to go with his 6 points. And from an assist standpoint, 4 for Watanabe, 3 for Shibuta, and 2 for Ogawa for Kyoto, 4 for Rivena, 3 for Inglis, and 3 for Kenta Mori. I think key player matchup, you can see probably give the edge to Calerio. But I think for Yokohama, you know, Kenta Mori is the captain. He needs to rally the troops and get them ready to go tomorrow. I think some of, a lot of this is on the players. They've got to handle the pressure better. And not even the pressure per se. I mean, they've got to just execute better on offense. They just can't turn the ball over the way they did. So you can see these two teams are going to do it again tomorrow at 2:05 local time. The bottom left column there. And plenty of other action in the B-League. How about Tokyo winning today? The Dolphins winning today with Seahorses. Sunwalker Shibuya winning today. Kawasaki Brave Thunder getting a big win over the Happinets. Ryukyu Golden Kings rolling to a big win today over Chiba Jets, 92-61 at Chiba. That's quite of a message win. And a lot of other games going on. Anyway, Lavanga also getting a big win at Utsunomiya Breck. So that's another one that maybe we didn't see coming. Guma Crane Thunder winning, and Saga Ballooners, Nagasaki Velcro rolling to another big win. Kyoto winning, 89ers, and Fighting Eagles Nagoya. Thanks for watching, everybody. One final time, the big win today here for Kyoto, 76-63 over Yokohama B-CORSAIRS.